the juice, I got the juice. 10 old Chatham's on. Foolies glad I'm home. Even my haters kinda glad I'm on. Rest in peace to my bag.
Hey, what's happening, guys? Best NHL Clips here, and today we're going to be talking about another story that happened to me. And this was a really shitty experience. Like a really shitty experience, and it was actually my worst trip ever. Okay, so let me explain a little bit. This happened not too long ago, actually about March or April of 2015, I can't remember. It was actually right around the beginning of the MLB season start. So me, I'm a huge baseball fan. In the summer, I do golf, baseball, and in the winter, I'm hockey, okay? I follow it just as much as I follow hockey. So going into this recent season that just passed, my girlfriend had never seen a baseball game before, and we have been dating for almost 4 years now. So you know, me, being the gentleman I am, I wanted to go take her to a baseball game, and I wanted to make it special. So I bought not only really good seats, but seats that were 2 rows up from the field. And I spent, you know, a pretty penny on these. It's Canada, so they're not as pricey as some of the States tickets are, but it was against the Red Sox, so it was a pricey game. So what the plan was we were gonna leave Kingston, where I live, which is about a 3-hour drive from Toronto. We were gonna leave at around 1 o'clock, so that way we could get to Oshawa, get on the GO train, and go into Toronto and have time to get food, supper, whatever we wanted before the game, kind of explore Toronto a little bit. That way we had all the time in the world, 6 hours to get there, eat, do everything we wanted. That way we wouldn't be buying $14 hot dogs at the game. So I pick her up at around 1 o'clock, we're all happy, excited, yes, this is going to be such a good time, and this is where the shitty day starts. And I knew right from the beginning, right from when this happened, it was going to be a bad day. So I'm driving along, about to get on the highway, I go to slow down, signal and everything to get on the highway, and the guy behind me isn't paying any attention whatsoever and has to absolutely slam on his brakes, skidding the truck behind me to a complete stop, loudest thing I've ever heard, and he just kind of looks pissed off because he didn't realize I was turning because he was looking somewhere else. So right then and there, I almost got tail-ended, and that's when I knew it was going to be a shitty trip. So about a half-hour drive on the 401 from my place are these little series of cities called Tyendinaga, Shannonville, Deserano, all those, and they're basically little reserves. Well, somehow, some fucking idiots got in a big car accident on the 401, this major highway, and let's just say there's not a lot of on and off ramps in between these small little towns because they're reserves and there's only about a 1,000 or 2 people living in each city. They're really small cities. So, you know, they space out the on and off ramps pretty far apart because people don't usually get off there. So lucky fucking us, there was this huge car accident right in that area. So, you know, we weren't getting off for a while. And I thought, oh fuck, we're gonna be stuck in traffic 45 minutes, you know, something like that. No, I was wrong, okay? There was also no median to turn around in between these little cities. And let's just say the only median that you could turn around in, you know, that emergency lane for police and firefighters and ambulances and all that stuff, was blocked by a cop. And when I pulled up to that cop and said, hey, can we turn around and get on Highway 2, you know, basically avoid all this, he told me no. This guy told me no. And that the traffic was going to take another, like, 2.5, 3 hours. That's right, 2.5 to 3 hours for what would be maybe a 5-minute drive. So we left at 1 o'clock from my place, and by the time we finally got to an off-ramp in order to get into this little city that was half an hour from my place, we left at 1, it was now 5:30, okay? And if you guys want to know what the accident ended up being that kept everybody back, there was a huge oil spill. Fucking ridiculous. I mean, I was furious, okay? So now it's 5:30, the game starts at about 7. We have an hour and a half to somehow get to Toronto. So me being the little speed racer I am, after we got on the highway and drove down for a little bit and got back on the highway, I started gunning it, you know, like 140 the whole way there. I was not missing this game. I paid good money for these tickets. I think they were like $60 a pop. And to put things into perspective, nosebleeds in Canada are like $13. So as we were going, I had my GPS set to get us on the GO train in Oshawa. And my girlfriend, I got her to constantly check the times of all the different stops away between Oshawa and Toronto and check the times of the GO trains. That way we could make sure we were on one that would take us right in by the Rogers Dome. So the one in Oshawa left at 6:30 and was going to get you to the game for about 7:30, 7:15, that kind of time area. So as we're driving, we're counting down the minutes. Okay, 6:21, 6:22. Finally, we're at our stop. We go to get off, and my GPS fucks up the turn and sends me in a direction that wasn't towards the GO train, and we end up realizing this, and I instantly got back on the highway and got her to instantly check for the next stop, which we think we can make it in time for, and that was Ajax, and that one was leaving at 6:45. Or 6:50 or something like that. So basically, we had 15 minutes to get there, and we thought we were going to do it. We got off, we got to the GO Train Center, and we go to walk up, and we're like, oh my god, I can't believe we made this. Like, we actually fucking made this. And we go to open the door to get in the transit center to go to this GO Train, and it's locked. And then one of the employees walks out and says, oh, sorry, GO Train's closed for tonight. And we go, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you saying to me right now, lady? Come on. What are you spitting at me? What are these words coming out of your mouth? And she says, yeah, sorry, the GO Train's closed. Somebody died earlier today, and we have this one closed for the rest of the day. And I'm thinking, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, I was cursing and swearing earlier, but now I was furious. And we're like, where do we go from here? Do we just turn back? We lost $120. Like, what do we do? And she's like, you can actually drive straight into Toronto if you want and take the subways in. It'll be a little bit longer, but you might be able to catch the tail end of the game. And I'm thinking, what a fucking waste of my time. What a waste of my day. What a waste of my money. But my girlfriend, like I said, had never seen a game before, and I really wanted to take her. And she actually loves baseball now. We went to 3 games last year after that. So we decided to set the GPS and drive right into Toronto. Another 45 minutes. And to be honest, I hate driving in Toronto. All the drivers are idiots, the traffic is absolute ass, but I was doing it anyways. But thank fucking god, my GPS took me to some random neighborhood that didn't have a subway station in it, and we had to ask directions for about half an hour, and fucking couldn't find our way through this place. So yeah, me being in the big city wasn't working too well, but eventually we finally got into a subway station, finally got on a subway, and we got to the game at 8:45. The game was in the 6th inning. We got to watch 2.5 innings. And the reason why I'm saying this is, 1, the good thing is Blue Jays won. They beat Red Sox 7-2. 2, the people sitting in front of us weren't there, so we got to sit front row. 3, my girlfriend got to experience her first baseball game, kind of. But the reason it was only 2.5 innings is because when we got there, the score was 2-1. And like I said, the Jays ended up winning 7-2. So we got to see a lot of the game in those 2.5 innings. And they didn't have to play the bottom of the 9th. But I mean, fuck, what a waste of my day. What a waste of my time. And I was pissed. I was pissed the whole drive home. I felt like a dick. I really wanted to do, this nice deed for my girlfriend. And it just didn't work out, and it ended up being the worst, most frustrating experience of my life. I couldn't believe it. We got in an argument on the way up because I was just cursing and swearing like no tomorrow, hitting my steering wheel, getting absolutely pissed off. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe this happened. But anyways, boys, hopefully that painted a big enough picture for you. Luckily, there was nothing on the way home that basically stopped us from getting home at like 4 a.m. or something like that. But other than that, boys, hope you enjoyed this story. Comment down below if you want to hear other stories. Leave a like. Love it when you like it. And have a great day, you sexy studs.